Well, hello, and we're going to see Father. Well, last time we got some new power armor as well. It's pretty cool. About, I think it's like 3 or 4, maybe even 5 times power stronger than my previous armor, so that's pretty cool. Wait, what? Is this the right way? Probably. If there's enemies, you're going the right way. We'll go up here. I really want to see what this machine does. Is it making me food? Ooh. Let's just check. We've got everything we want. Yes. That was awesome. Okay. Do we get food? Oh, it's just the matter. Shame. Okay. So the door's this way. Nope, that did not help.
All systems nominal.
I think we just need to figure a way around. I'm not sure. It's that way. Maybe we just go back downstairs again. I don't know. Don't think you can get any higher.
Loctite.
Let's just go back downstairs. Here we go. That makes sense. Let's see what he has to say. Love the new weapon I have that I had in the last part, and I still use it, and I haven't really used any ammo since. I've just been using that thing. It's just so amazing. I mean, the big things you can't really use it on, but you can just... What was it?
You know, in all my years, I've never set foot outside the Institute. Not once. Since the day they brought me here. I've never had a reason. But now, this just confirms the truth I've always known. The Commonwealth is dead. There's no future here. The only hope for humanity lies below.
It wasn't always like this. It used to be different.
I can only imagine. Standing here, I'm reminded of how fortunate I am that I was spared a life in this wasteland. I know that to you, I was kidnapped from that vault. In truth, the Institute rescued me. Both of us, really.
Why refreeze me?
As a failsafe, of course. I was the perfect candidate. An infant with uncorrupted DNA. But if something were to go wrong, if I died, well, the Institute realized a contingency plan was prudent. Another source of pre-war DNA, preferably related to their primary subject. It only made sense that my parents should fill that role. So you were kept alive and safe within the vault. I'll admit, when I had you released from Vault 111, I had no expectations that you'd survive out here in all this. To not only do so, but manage to find me. To infiltrate the Institute itself. Extraordinary.
So it was you. You let me out.
Yes. It was my decision. Certainly it was no longer necessary to keep you suspended. Well, I suppose I wanted to see what would happen. An experiment of sorts. I had no idea what kind of man you were, you see. Would the Commonwealth corrupt you? As it has everything else. Would you even survive? Perhaps most curious to me. Would you, after all this time, attempt to find me? And now I know the answer.
Sean, you need to know. I still love you.
I can see that you do. It's remarkable. There are greater things to come after your success at Bunker Hill. The synths have been safely returned and will be repurposed. Thank you for your work. I hope you weren't at too much risk.
There's always a risk. It was worth it.
I'm glad you see it that way. The railroad remains an annoyance, of course. But they'll be dealt with as necessary. And you, well, you've passed the test, as they say. You have done well. Please, take this as a token of my appreciation. Our appreciation, really. It's time for you to become more involved in the future of the Institute. I'd like you to join me inside. The Directorate is meeting, and you should be there. I'll be waiting. I've seen enough. It's time to go back in.
Okay. So I guess we better go. So he freed us. Our son freed us. It's moving to.
If you require maintenance, please file a
There he
report
is.
to the Facilities Division.
Let's get this Directorate meeting over with before we speak further. It's important.
Son,
Let's get this directorate meeting over with before we speak further. It's important.
Okay. Is he gonna move?
Let's get this directorate meeting over with before we speak further. It's important.
Sean,
Let's get this directorate meeting
Okay.
over with before we speak further. It's important.
Imagine if he was a simp.
Good, we're all here. I think it's time we begin.
Sir, excuse me, but what exactly is he doing here?
I will address that issue. But there are other subjects that require our attention first. The level of unrest in the Commonwealth continues to rise, as we're all aware. Your report.
All Institute facilities remain completely secure with the exception of one notable breach. Otherwise, internally, things are as tight as they've ever been. Dr. Ayo has been keeping an eye on things topside.
Yes,
Surely he would have finished this meeting by then.
show no additional threats beyond those previously identified. We're still monitoring the increased activity around Fort Independence, but there are no immediate signs we should be concerned. Boston International Airport remains occupied, with Brotherhood presence noted at several other points throughout the Commonwealth. Intelligence suggests that this railroad continues to operate and is becoming more ambitious. SRB agents are monitoring all known situations, sir.
Very good, thank you. It's clear that our safety needs to be the primary concern going forward. To that end, where are we on phase 3?
Sir, are you sure this is the time to be discussing it? Given, well, considering all parties present?
Ah, yes, that's true. Have you heard anything about phase 3?
Phase 3.
What's phase 3? It's very important to us. Power is, as I'm sure you've seen above ground, a very valuable commodity. I'm not talking about some abstract concept of control. I mean real, tangible power. The kind that keeps the lights on. With every advance the Institute makes, our need for raw power increases. Many compromises and sacrifices have been made over the years to allow progress to continue.
in this world, I'm sure compromise is necessary.
Quite right. For far too long, we've been dependent on others. On our surroundings. That time is over. Phase 3 is simply the activation of a nuclear reactor that can provide enough power to the Institute now and forever. It will ensure not just our survival, but our prosperity.
Sounds like an important step.
That's an understatement. The reactor is close to ready, but recent tests have determined we have a few tasks ahead of us. Thus, we come to phase 3, and to how you will help.
Sir.
Yes, Dr. Hale. Previously, we would rely on Kellogg for above-ground operations. Well, he is gone. While I'm not overly fond of putting my own father in harm's way, he has proven more than capable of handling this, sir.
Yes, but...
This is not a matter for debate. Now, there is one more subject that requires discussion.
I don't know that this is the time.
Dr. Holdren, it is time. Please, as I'm sure several of you are already aware, I have been under Dr. Volkert's care for some time. I'm sorry, this is difficult for me. Our best efforts have failed. Every experimental treatment we could devise has been unsuccessful. I'm sorry to say I am dying.
What?
Can't be
Please,
serious.
everyone, please. I am sorry. This is not how I wanted to tell you, but we're running out of time.
You're dying?
I'm afraid so. A very aggressive form of cancer. Believe me when I say we've done everything we can. We can talk more later. Right now, the future of the Institute is at stake. The Institute cannot survive without leadership. The Directorate must continue to govern with the best interest of all. To that end, I am naming my father as my successor.
Oh, boy.
You can't be serious!
Really? Seems a poor choice.
How can you possibly justify this? He isn't one of us. He isn't even a scientist.
Ignoring your borderline, insubordinate tone, I will simply say this. The Institute has enough scientists. What it needs is a leader. I believe my father has already proven himself more than capable in that regard. This will conclude this meeting. Thank you.
Dr. Carlin's doing some amazing things with our genetically
Whoa.
engineered crops.
So he's dying.
Our
It's
technology
really
is
sad.
pretty advanced by your standards.
I had no idea.
I know this is... well, it's a lot to take in at once. I'm sorry. I hope it wasn't too presumptuous of me to put you in charge without even asking first.
I can do the job.
Of course you can. That's why I made the decision. There's no question that some of the Directorate and the Institute at large will need reassurances about you. That's why I'd like you to take charge of this latest operation. Dr. Fillmore can fill you in on the details. There are hard decisions ahead for all of us. But for you especially, I know that you'll do the right thing.
Wow. Okay.
I have every confidence you'll make a fine director.
That was not a good idea. Nope. Yeah. Is this the right way? Where am I off to? She's in this direction. Ah, there she is. Okay. Up we go.
Busy day for you, isn't it? Well, it's about to get busy. You're going to lead this operation, I'm told.
What the hell is this operation about?
Hey, relax. We wouldn't send you off without the proper information. Recent events have upset our timetable. Getting the reactor online has become our #1 priority. It needs to be running, well, yesterday. We're gonna have to cut some corners. I'm not thrilled, but it means we'll need to rely on some pre-war tech. You're going to the mass fusion building to acquire a beryllium agitator for us.
Consider it done.
I'll consider it done when I've got it in my hands. I'm going with you.
Sounds good. I'd appreciate the company.
Not as much as I'd appreciate coming back in one piece. I don't like going above ground unless there's no other option. But here we are, with our options dwindling quickly. Not to put more pressure on you, but we have to move quickly on this. Word is that the Brotherhood is nosing around the area. We don't want them getting the agitator before we do. Head on up to the relay, and I'll meet you there.
Okay. Here we go. It's this way. Is there a way inside it? Oh, here's the button. Ooh, fancy. I feel like we must be near the end. I think as soon as he dies, that'll be pretty much the end. I could be wrong. Oh, you are now enemies of the Brotherhood. They've been trying to kill me anyway.
Brotherhood sure is here. Guess we'll have to go through them.
Wow, that was a quick death. Looks like I ain't got time to drink some water before I go into battle.
I'm glad you could be here to share.
Oh, what? Really? This far back?